And here we go. What up, YouTube? JTISREBORN here. I'm currently in my theater parking lot right now. I'm about to go see King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. Man, I can't wait to see this movie. I can't even lie about that. I'm actually not really looking forward to it. I'm kind of so-so. I don't think it's going to be that great. But, you know, I could be surprised. Got to go into a movie with an open mind and not pre-negative connotations. Otherwise, I'm going to just hate it outright. So, hopefully it's good. The trailers haven't really grabbed me or anything, but I like some of Guy Ritchie's movies. You know, his Sherlock Holmes movie was good, Man from U.N.C.L.E. and that, not too bad. And Charlie Hunnam could be a good actor given the right circumstances. And yeah, so don't know what to expect of this movie. Don't have too high of expectations, but you know, it's good to go in this movie with low expectations and be surprised. So I think this movie's gonna flop big time, though. I mean, nobody is really clamoring for a new King Arthur movie. I don't know why Warner Brothers is spending all this money on it, to tell you the truth, but they're probably going to lose a lot. Although they did have some success with Tarzan in terms of box office, but nothing great. Anyways, time to go in. I'll let you know what I think when I finish seeing the movie. And yeah, bye. And here we go. All right, I just got out of King Arthur. Here's my friend Ron. You may have seen him in several other videos. Oh my God. What did you think of the movie?
It was awful. It was so freaking bad. It was. I give it a D plus just because of the funny moments, the unintentional humor.
There were tears coming to my eyes.
There was look, they scream at the beginning where it's like, but you can't hear them at all, and then the editing was so weird, and then King Arthur's mom and dad die, and she just drops. And
there's giant elephant monsters. There's a giant snake that comes right out of nowhere.
Nothing makes any sense in this movie, and then even the way they edit and pace it, I don't know what the hell's happening. Who anybody is, all you know who the good guy is and who the bad guy is, and oh my God, the music is so bad.
Let me talk about the music. The music does this. I made the comment to him, and I couldn't stop laughing when I first heard it. Like the whole movie is like. The movie sounded like the movie was jerking off to itself.
It was so bad.
It was so goddamn shitty. It's like,
I don't understand anything that's going on. The movie just.
This was not what I was expecting at all.
God. I mean, I didn't even watch the trailers. I didn't even know what. Then all I wanted in this movie, I wanted this movie completely blind up until after the trailers for all the other movies that we were watching. We saw a bunch of trailers for a bunch of other movies, and as soon as the lights started dim in the theater, I'm like, I don't even know who's in this movie. And then you look at me and say, oh, it's got Jude Law, he's the bad guy. And I'm like, who else? And you're like, the guy from Sons of Anarchy and the guy from Pacific Rim. I'm like, oh. And then
Digimon Huseman. I'm gonna call him Digimon.
Who's that?
You know, the one black guy. He's in a bunch. He was in Tarzan. He was in Never Back Down. He's in Guardians of the Galaxy. I like that guy though, but what the fuck was up with this movie? What is the plot of this movie? Eric Bana's at the beginning of the movie, and these mages and shit, and then he's got Excalibur, which is this mystic sword, and this movie is a disaster.
The mage is so freaking weird. Everything about this movie was freaking weird.
I think I had my God, the beginning of this movie, I'm like, okay, let's see what this is. And there's giant CGI elephants, because why the fuck not? What was with the CGI, elephants, and then there's giant CGI bats, snakes, rats, and then all these weird winged creatures and stuff. Why were they there? What was with the giant snake at the end? It made no goddamn. She's like, I'm gonna need you to see your venom. This venom will give you visions, and then it bites him.
What was the point of that?
What was the editing of this movie is some of the worst I've seen.
I don't understand the devil man in the movie either.
Yeah, the Jude Law, okay,
becomes him or something.
Wait, we forgot. He makes a pact with this tentacled woman thing,
mermaid thing, yeah. There's like 3 of them. It's like
when I first saw that, I think that gives him his power and makes him turn into like Ares, the god of war. I felt like I was watching a crazy God of War final battle, but without any of the awesome and just terrible editing. And like when the movie tries to be really witty with the way they talk. It's like, we're going to do this, and then it cuts to the plan. It cuts back and forth to him talking about it, like throughout the entire movie.
Well, it did it a few times, and even at the end, it was supposed to be kind of funny. Like, the dialogue, there was only, like, a little bit of good dialogue. When, like, what's this? And they're like, it looks like a dance floor. And I'm like, is it a giant circle? I'm like, this is so dumb. Like, you tried to redeem yourselves, but it's just too late.
No,
there's so much negativity and bad.
How about Jude Law? There was one moment that was actually pretty clever. Like, I'll give the movie this. When he cuts off the guy's ear and he starts talking into the guy's like decapitated ear, like I thought that was actually legitimately like entertaining, like funny. But like Jude Law just sucks in this movie. Like he's so like he's not hammy enough. Like he's like restrained, but then he has like his hammy moments.
He did have a couple hammy moments.
The part where he like kills his daughter, he's like.
He's like, ah! And then he's like, ah! Like, it just turns into that. Like, it does the first initial scream's like, ah! Like, it's so dumb. Like, he kills his wife or his girlfriend in the beginning of the movie.
And sacrifices them to this tentacle.
And then he sacrifices his own daughter.
To the fat tentacled.
I didn't think he was actually going to do it. That's how he screamed, yeah.
Oh my god.
We were laughing so hard.
I think I had like tears were coming out of my eyes. I was having like I was having trouble breathing.
Remember the part where the one knight like just turned toward the camera with his sword and was like, ah!
What was his name? Hail King Foreskin? Or like it sounded like they said that.
It was said it was Fortigan or something.
Fortigan. I at first when he said it, was like, "Hail!" There's this one guy who yells in the movie, and you can't understand a word he says.
Yeah, it's like soldiers. Like, yeah, what the hell did he just say?
Hail King Foreskin! I'm like, what?
Oh, it was so bad. I never want to watch it again.
Oh my god!
Lockout was better than that movie.
Oh my god! Like.
It makes Lockout look like a decent movie.
For those of you who don't know, Lockout's this movie with Guy Pearce. Like, when did we see Lockout? A few years ago?
2012.
2012. So, like, this is my payback to you, or this for Lockout. Because he's like, let's go see Lockout. I'm like, okay. I fucking own Lockout. I haven't watched it.
You only bought it for the one scene.
I only bought it for the one scene where he's like, nobody smokes anymore, Snow. And the CGI chase scene in Lockout reminded me of the editing in this, when it would just go fast paced and he's knocking people down with a sword.
At least Lockout, I could find out. I understood. This movie, I couldn't even focus.
I had no idea what this movie was. Like, I get at the end game. He has to stop Jude Law, but how he gets to that point makes no goddamn sense. Like, why is there a giant snake in this movie?
Here's all I got out of it.
What's with the eagles?
There's King Arthur's dad, whatever his name is.
Eric Bana.
Yeah, and then he fights
this mage, and then like
he fights this weird group of people, and then the bridge gets blown up, and then Jude Law wants the crown, so he gets the crown, and then King Arthur's dad dies, and then King Arthur grows up, and then we see that. And then somehow he winds up getting to Excalibur by mistake.
It's so weird.
And then he gets the sword, and then Jude Law doesn't kill him.
And he's like, I'm gonna kill you in front of everyone.
Oh yeah, that's what he was gonna do.
Fucking Jude Law. What?
And then oh yeah, that's right. And then the mage shows up and saves him, and then they kidnap King Arthur, take him to the Resistance, and then they try to form a plan to overthrow. But it's such a weird ass plan, and it's so badly told. I didn't think that a movie about King Arthur and the legendary sword of Excalibur could have been boring. But
the sound effects, like the way the editing's done. There's a part where it's like, remember that whistle part where it's like it would just like cut and be like you'd hear a whistling sound, or when he grabs the sword, it makes like a dinosaur roar or whatever.
Oh, when he gets the sword.
Yeah, he grabs the sword.
Remember the part when he finally like accepts it and he's holding it, and he's like, oh, like it just
they added like the T-Rex roar for Jurassic Park.
All the screams in the movie are always like
What?
I don't know what they are, but it was.
This movie, by the way, cost $175 million. Why does Warner Brothers keep spending money on these fucking weird projects? Like, oh, you know what? We're gonna take a risk on this. It's gonna lead to a franchise. This movie sequel baits itself, by the way. We never do find out what the fuck that tentacle.
I don't know what that was about.
I don't know what that was. Like, you have a price, Jude Law. I'm like, what are you? It's like a half octopus, half
woman
with
three women,
with three naked women, tentacled lady. I don't know what it was.
I don't know what it was either, but it was.
I don't know.
Bad.
What? Somebody who knows the King Arthur legend, tell me about the tentacled lady who gives Jude Law his powers so he can turn into fucking Ares from God of War. Oh, how about how like King Arthur's mom? They show her dying like 50 times in the movie. Like, every time it would cut, he's like, ah! And she just gets stabbed and gets dropped off. Stabbed, dies. Stabbed, dies.
The way she dies is stupid.
It's like, ah.
She just like... And the music is so bad. All of it. And then the most random part is when he gets bit in the neck by the snake, and then that song plays, and the guy starts singing. He's like, there was a man, and I'm like, what the hell? Where did this shit come from?
What the hell is going on here?
I don't know what the hell is going on there. It was. I wish I chose not to see this movie. We could have saw a better film.
I you know what? I needed a shitty movie that was funny, because I mean I need to lower my standards, because like next week comes out, like Alien Covenant comes out next week, so I need to have seen a shitty movie, like. Not like an unwatchable shitty movie. Like, this one was at least fucking funny. Like, because it was back in January, I saw Resident Evil The Final Chapter, and it wasn't funny bad. It was just bad, with worse editing than this movie. But this movie was fucking, it's terrible, but it's fucking funny. I mean, I don't understand how you can greenlight this movie for $175 million. This movie's gonna bomb big time. It's gonna be a beautiful disaster to watch this movie crumble, unless it makes its money up overseas somehow, which I doubt. $175 million. I'll admit, like, I guess some of the creature scenes are cool because I like monster movies, but like these giant elephants come out, the giant snake at the end where he's like, he needs to go to the dark forest. What was up with that scene? It was like somebody like hit fast forward. It was like with the stupid music. I mean, listen to the soundtrack for this movie. The movie sounds like it's jerking itself off.
It's so bad. It's like the worst movie. Like, well, it's not that bad. I mean, it isn't the worst thing I've seen, because you know the story. It was just really hard to follow the plot.
Yeah, you won't care for any of the characters. You won't remember any of their names.
Well, it's not that you don't care, it's that you don't get to know them. And that's...
So you don't care.
So you naturally can't care, because you're like, I don't know what's going on, so...
Who are you?
The only person that you're kind of root for is just King Arthur, but that's just because he's King Arthur, so...
That's about it. And even then, he tries to be funny, he's not funny. The movie's attempts at humor fail every single time. King Arthur has kind of a thing for this mage who can, control animals.
She's weird as hell.
Oh, she controls birds. They're about to execute King Arthur, and then, brah, brah, the birds come in, they're like, brah, brah, brah. Oh no, the eagles! This movie is so fucking terrible. But you should, don't pay money to wait for TV if you can, or unless you want to just see kind of a funny, beautiful disaster of a movie. Take your friends to, riff on this movie. You might have a good... Honestly, there's a part where it gets, really boring and then, really drags on. When the movie's, insanely stupid, it at least is somewhat entertaining. It's kind of funny. But other than that, don't see this movie. It's fucking awful, so... There's that.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, so...
Yep. Alright, well, that's gonna wrap up this video. Next week I'm seeing Alien Covenant, if you wanted to go, I don't know.
Yeah, I might be able to go.
Alright. Well, thank you all for watching. Say goodbye, I guess. Yeah, you haven't been in a video in a while. You were in, which one was it? What was the last video we were in? I think the 100th special that we did.
That was probably it.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, I'll talk to you later, everyone. Thanks for watching. Don't go see King Arthur. It's a piece of shit.